Hey everybody, this is a special edition of the BBB Attorneys Legal News Update. What we've got for you here today is the Johnny Depp case. It's all over social media, all over YouTube. It's being followed by every celebrity watcher that I know and I see on the internet. And so I want to give you some commentary that I have from a legal perspective about what's going on in the case. First, there's certainly just the case in general, right? What is Johnny Depp doing? So Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard, his former wife. They were divorced in 2017. And since that time, there have been all of these allegations flying back and forth between them. They were both in the written form, as well as in conversations that they had with other people. And what's important with that, and I'm not saying who's right or wrong here, but what's important to understand is the legal differences. So Johnny Depp actually sued a newspaper in London under some of the same circumstances because he believed they printed information that was incorrect or lies, or they knew to be untrue. That is called libel. So libel is a lawsuit in which you print something and you distribute it to others that you know is false. Johnny Depp lost that case. And so what he did then is he brought another claim in Virginia against Amber Heard based upon her statements, verbal statements about that he says were lies and that he believes she knew to be untrue. And so from that, we have had a significant amount of testimony about what she knew, what she believed, what she thought was happening, and what Johnny Depp believed was happening in their relationship, but also that they told others. And so this dispute back and forth, that is called slander. So slander is when you say something that is verbal, only in communication to others that you knew was untrue. And so Johnny Depp, in this case, is claiming significant damages. And that's why the case is before the court. If this was simply just a he said, she said, but there was no damages, there really wouldn't be a case. In the law, there's always issues related to what actually happened, and then if something did happen that was wrong, there is damages that you have to prove. And Johnny Depp is claiming that his career was ruined by Amber Heard, and that's why you're seeing this $50 million lawsuit against her for damages to his career. Also within the case, there's been some interest in why there are so many cameras. Why is this all being videotaped and broadcast live? And the reason for that is just the general interest of the public. And so in every courthouse, in every jurisdiction throughout the country, there are different rules related to cameras in the courtroom. And so in this Virginia courtroom, the judge made the decision to allow cameras in there, similar to the O.J. Simpson trial, and dissimilar or different from the Supreme Court of the United States. The Supreme Court has never allowed cameras in there and only recently allowed for live feed of just their verbal arguments. However, other courthouses have been very generous in allowing cameras in the courtroom. It's a way that allows kind of the transparency of justice and for people to watch. In most cases, cameras in the courtroom would be kind of boring. If you can go to the Connecticut website where I practice law and you can watch court hearings all day, they're interesting to the parties at issue, but boring to the general public. The reason that this case is garnering so much attention is because of the celebrity nature of Johnny Depp from the Pirates of the Caribbean and otherwise. He is a famous celebrity. Amber Heard has some celebrity to her, and so there is interest in it, and the subject matter is tantalizing. Finally, there were some recent questions about whether or not Amber Heard or Johnny Depp have perjured themselves. Perjury is something that can be brought based upon a knowingly false statement that you make to the court as part of a judicial proceeding or as part of an investigation that you make under oath. Perjury can be difficult to prove because you have to say that you knew that what you were saying was a lie. In this particular instance, there's been some back and forth about a donation that Amber Heard was supposed to make as part of a divorce settlement related to Johnny Depp and her marriage. She said that she made that donation, and then there was some discussion about how actually she never did make that donation.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety of the settlement, $7 million to charity, and I intend to fulfill those obligations.
That's not my question.
And so that is potentially perjury, but it has to be viewed again in the overarching case itself, what she knew, what her intent was. And so it's not as simple as just making a misstatement. There also potentially has to be damages. And the court in and of itself has to make the decision whether or not they want to pursue that, whether it makes sense, and if they want to take judicial resources to prosecute that if it's a crime issue. All right, and so that's really a discussion more for the state's attorney, the prosecutor, the court, and judge to make that determination. Many people throughout history have perjured themselves or told lies under oath. However, there have not been that many perjury prosecutions because of the judicial resources it takes. Ultimately, the court and the jury will decide if someone is telling the truth, and a lot of judges view that is truly their punishment and does not view it as something in which they want to pursue that. It's a little bit different in some investigatory work that the FBI does, where sometimes part of their case is getting people to lie to cover up. Ultimately, all of this, I think, is shining a light where it's making the whole case of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and viewing Johnny Depp in a much worse light than the initial issues related to the slander and libel were. I think after reviewing this, the public view of both of these people, I think, is going to be less than what it was before. And so it reminds me of that classic statement that the cover-up is always worse than the crime. This seems like a very, very private dispute that has unfortunately turned public, and I wish the parties the best of luck, and I have no prediction as to what happened. All I know is that it has been interesting to watch from a legal perspective. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below if you have any questions.